Hello, young biologists. Have you ever wondered why you might have the same eye color as your parents but a completely different nose shape? Or why you share some traits with your siblings but not all? Well, the secret lies in the tiny, fascinating world of genes. A gene is essentially a segment of DNA, that's deoxyribonucleic acid, which carries the instructions to make a particular protein or a functional RNA molecule. Think of it as a recipe in a giant cookbook that your body reads to make everything from the color of your hair to the shape of your ears. Inside each of your cells, there are thousands of genes, each one a blueprint for a specific characteristic. Isn't it incredible that such tiny sequences of molecules hold the instructions that make you uniquely you? Now, let's take a closer look at where genes actually live. Genes are organized into structures called chromosomes, and humans have 23 pairs of them in every cell nucleus. Imagine chromosomes as carefully organized bookshelves, each carrying thousands of recipes. These are your genes. When cells divide, chromosomes ensure that these genetic instructions are passed on accurately. This is why children inherit traits from both parents. For instance, if both parents carry the gene for blue eyes, there's a higher chance the child will have blue eyes too. Seeing how genes sit neatly on chromosomes helps us understand the patterns of inheritance that Mendel discovered more than a century ago. Let's zoom in even further to see the structure of a gene itself. Genes are made of DNA, which is like a twisted ladder we call the double helix. Each gene has exons, the coding parts, and introns, the non-coding regions. During transcription, the exons are read to produce messenger RNA or mRNA, which then guides the synthesis of proteins, the building blocks of life. Even a tiny change, called a mutation, in a single nucleotide of a gene can change the protein, sometimes leading to conditions like sickle cell anemia. Just imagine, a single molecular letter can influence the shape of your red blood cells and affect oxygen transport throughout your body. Truly amazing, isn't it? Genes come in different types based on their roles. Structural genes code for proteins, regulatory genes control other genes, and housekeeping genes maintain the basic functions of cells. Regulatory genes are like conductors of an orchestra, making sure every protein is made at the right time and in the right amount. For example, in bacteria, the lac operon regulates genes for lactose digestion, producing enzymes only when lactose is available. This precision shows how even microscopic organisms rely on complex genetic control, much like the systems running inside our own bodies. Genes are the threads that weave the tapestry of heredity. Each parent contributes one allele, that's one version of a gene, for each trait. Dominant and recessive alleles interact to determine what traits appear in the offspring. So, if both parents carry the recessive gene for cystic fibrosis, there's a 25% chance their child will inherit the condition. But genes don't just shape our looks, they influence our susceptibility to diseases, metabolism, and even some behavioral tendencies. Every inherited gene is a story, connecting generations through the invisible yet powerful threads of DNA. Genes have been studied for centuries, starting with Gregor Mendel's pea plant experiments, which revealed the basic laws of inheritance. Later, Watson and Crick, building on Rosalind Franklin's X-ray images, discovered the double helix structure of DNA. This discovery explained how genes store information and replicate with astonishing fidelity. Today, modern gene sequencing allows scientists to pinpoint mutations, study genetic disorders, and even edit genes using CRISPR technology. Imagine being able to correct a defective gene in a patient's cells. It's like editing a typo in the book of life itself. Genes are not just concepts in a textbook, they are living, breathing realities in every one of us. They determine why some people metabolize caffeine faster than others, why we respond differently to exercise, and how our bodies fight off diseases. DNA tests can even reveal our ancestry, connecting us to our evolutionary past. Every single trait you see, from your hair curl to your ability to taste certain flavors, has a genetic story behind it. Isn't it fascinating that our uniqueness is written in the sequences of nucleotides within every cell? So, to wrap up, genes are not just chemical sequences, they are the blueprints of life, coding for proteins, regulating functions, and determining inheritance. They operate inside chromosomes, follow Mendelian laws, and guide everything from our daily physiology to our long-term health. I hope this session opened your eyes to the incredible world of genes, showing how tiny sequences of DNA create the vast complexity of life. Remember, every cell in your body is a testament to the genius of biological design. Until our next adventure, keep marveling at the living world, because biology truly is the science of life in all its beauty and wonder.